Okay, I can see your screen. So can you write a program? Uh, let us suppose if you have a string name, for example, um, some string, or example, let me ping here. So I just pinged you. So in that string we have some spaces, right? So can you just uh, replace the space with underscore?
The replace function.
No, no,
Sorry.
no, don't use any inbuilt functions, link you or replace anything. Okay, it's just a simple uh, thing. Okay, so don't use any other extensions. Or you can tell me what you are going to do. So to achieve this, that's okay.
Yeah. So like I was
Just check whether the character string
hmm,
length, if strfi equal to space contains space, that time you
yeah,
can just
that's
replace it. Okay, that's okay.
yeah, and that's
Or not. So if it has space, then we can just replace with
replace with underscore.
you have
Yeah.
to create
In
another variable in the for
correct.
loop.
Like
Okay,
that's what like inside this for
okay,
loop I will write if only to
okay,
check that space. At that particular index I will replace like suppose as I told
okay, that's
character
okay.
of the type.
Okay, I understood. So okay, can you just tell me like uh, you have not worked with .NET Core. You have heard about .NET Core, right? So what are the
Yeah.
characteristics of .NET Core?
Yeah.
Uh,
So basically, the people that we move to the .NET Core is like .NET is basically we can do applications only for Windows platform.
mhm.
So like suppose if you want to means use that application in Mac or in the Linux platforms, it is not supporting. So that's why we are moving to the .NET Core so that we can build cross-platform applications.
Mhm.
So and also like in .NET, like in there they are providing many erasers in ASP.NET. Earlier we are using web forms and all those things, right?
In
But by
MVC also we
using
can use, right? Do you know about extension methods in C Sharp?
yeah, I know that.
Can you just tell me?
Yeah, like extension is extension method like it's a static class in a static method in a static class, so that we are not creating the objects of that. Just we are using that and we can extending those methods without creating anything. So we make that those classes as static, and we just keep on extending those classes, those methods which are there in that static class.
Mhm. Uh,
So by like this, we need to use that this modifier in our class parameter in order to achieve that.
have you heard about like where keyword in that C Sharp?
Yes.
Can we create a where variable with null keyword, null, by assigning null value into it?
Yeah, we can create.
No, we cannot.
Null we can't create.
No, we cannot.
Nullable we cannot create.
We cannot create. Okay.
Okay.
Have you worked on web APIs?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you handle exceptions in web APIs? Global exceptions.
Web APIs like basically we use trycatch and we want the web API level.
Mm. API level.
Okay.
Mhm.
Like APIs like we you're not talking about the course we receive, right? We there is a um, basically
In
we
your
get the
project also,
responses, right?
how we are handling global
Try catch we are
exceptions.
using try catch only like
No,
to
no,
catch those things.
no,
And
no.
also like we will
MVC
based on
will
the
have some
response.
extensions, right? So to handle those exception, right?
MSc I not we worked on MSc.
You worked on only web forms.
Yes, ASP.NET and ADO.NET.
Mhm. Can you just tell me some response methods can be written through web APIs?
Yeah, like we can return multiple, like we can, there is a wide, there is a HTTP message we can, and IHTTP action results we can retrieve. So these are some of the return types of the APIs.
Okay. So what is the difference between get and post method in web API?
So get is something in order to, if you want to retrieve some data from the server from the database, you use the get method to get some value. Post
Can't
is
we
something if you,
can't we use post method to get some resources? When should we exactly use get methods? When should we use post methods?
post is basically like if you want to create some new object into the database, like if you want
Can't
to things.
can't I use a post method to create a resource? Get method to use a create a resource?
So get basically we used to retrieve something, right, based on some ID or
Understood. I am
based
saying
on
so.
data
Can't
set.
we create a post request using get? I mean, suppose if you want to create a resource, can't I use get methods? Only do I need to use post method to create a resource? I mean,
That
save
I'm
the.
not sure I heard about this, but I'm
Mhm,
not sure, like we are not use the get to create the resource.
mhm. Okay. Mm, So you worked on Angular also, right?
Yes.
Let's say suppose we
Hmm.
want to restrict some modules to be used for some of the users. For example, if I give the administration access to the some user, only admin can view those modules. If I give permissions for read-only users, whatever the admin can access the modules, right? He cannot be read-only users cannot access. How do you restrict read-only users, admin
Uh,
users to navigate from one page to another page in Angular?
like by applying filters, we can like authorization filter we have. So like authorize different filters, authorization alter authentication filters, like based on the rules, we can control the level of access he can do, whether he are able to use it or not,
Mhm.
by applying the filter on that.
Okay. So let us suppose if user logged in, he is in home page.
Hmm.
When he is user
Okay.
clicks on some some button in that page, he wanted to
Okay.
navigate to some other page. What is the exact code you are going to use in Angular in the component level?
Like we need to use a routing, we need to provide the path for that path, like to which component is, because in the component
No, no,
app.module.ts we
you
are,
can just tell me like the code. I mean, what is the method you are going to use to navigate from one page to another page to the user in Angular?
we use router link in order to navigate.
No, no. When user clicks on button, suppose some
Mhm.
action you have to do. For example, if you have to save some user data, and after that you have to return user to some other pages. So in that time, what is the exact method you are going to use?
Like router map, I think router link is suppose we give it on that.
Links, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, no,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
router map. I think router map we can do.
I mean, have you done any state management into your Angular application? Have you used any external library or inbuilt library to for state management? For example, Redux is there, Flux is there. In Angular, we have one specific library to maintain the state management. Do you know anything about that?
No, like we use Flask, but very little. Like we used to like we not use that. We used to do each store it in the component levels only. Like by interacting between the component class, we used to store their hidden fields.
Mm-hmm.
But external libraries, think no, not on it.
Okay. You know about directives, right? in Angular?
Yeah, like structural directive, attribute directive, we know about that. Like there is in Angular we have a structural directive like ng if, ng for, right? So like this is just a looping kind of thing or condition if you want to check. And based on that structural directive, basically it will changes uh, the structure of the DOM element, like by adding or removing an elements. Okay. Attribute directive is just like by applying any class, CSS class on top of to change the view of that our page. So we use this attributes directive for that.
Okay. Okay. For directives, right? In Angular.
Yeah, like structural directive, attribute directive, we know about that. Like there is in Angular we have a structural directive like ng if, ng for, right? So like this is just a looping kind of thing or condition if you want to check. And based on that structural directive, basically it will changes uh, the structure of the DOM element, like by adding or removing an elements. Okay. Attribute directive is just like by applying any class, CSS class on top of to change the view of that our page. So we use this attributes directive for that. Okay. Okay. Suppose if you want to create your own directory in Angular, what are the steps you can take? Can you just tell me? Like for that, I think we need to use custom directives. Like there is a concept called custom directives. Uh, we need to create our own directives, like how we use component classes. Like we can create our own uh, component for that direct. We can decorate with a directive, and we can provide our own logic in that by creating a separate directive component decorator. Okay. Okay. I'm done with my interview. Do you want to ask me anything?